Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University Women's Soccer here tonight from the fields at Southern Virginia University. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Mike Harmon as we get ready to bring you the Knights and Emory and Henry. It is the fourth game of 4 games overall in the Chad Blackham Classic here at Southern Virginia University. We had 2 games yesterday, including Southern Virginia, of course, losing at home to Ferrum on Friday night, Mike, and tonight they'll play game number 2 of this Classic up against Emory and Henry.
Yeah, and as we're talking about Emory and Henry, they came off a game last night was really won against Marymount. We have their starting lineup now. Number 1 in goal will be Kayla Wright. Number 4, Maria Bird. Number 5, Emily Bellinger. Number 7, Willow Hubbard. Number 8, Corey Potter. Number 9, April Yop. Number 10, Clarissa Martin. Number 11, Bailey Dozick. Number 16, Emily Welch. Number 19, Blair Vaughn. And number 23, Sam Sampson.
And some changes also for the starting lineup tonight for the Knights.
There are a few change-ups in the starting lineup tonight. We have Coach Garrock trying to find that magic combination. So starting off in goal will be Savannah Uri. Then we have number 4, Sierra Sorensen. Number 5, Lily Winterton. Number 11, Cammie Miller. Number 13, Victoria Slade. Number 14, Ann Powell. Number 16, Valerie Cruz. Number 18, Tatiana Monson. Number 22, Alicia Blackham. Number 30, Jackie Barlow. And number 32, Lauren Hatchett.
Of course, Jackie Barlow, I believe, was the only one to score a goal on Friday in that 4-1 loss that they had to Ferrum.
She was, and we're looking forward to this, seeing how the Knights do.
Change in goal, though, as you mentioned.
Yeah, small change in goal. Savannah Uri actually came in and to relieve Carmel Hardy yesterday, and didn't give up a goal. We talked about that last night, that Coach Garrock may keep them and hope that Carmel will settle down some, and just wants to see how Savannah will do in goal as we start out.
Well, you need a backup goalie anyway, and a lot of teams, or at least some teams, I would imagine, Mike, will all flip-flop their goalies either in a game or perhaps obviously throughout the season.
Yeah, unless you really got a stalwart goalkeeper, you kind of try to keep them fresh, keep them moving, and right now though, Coach Garrock's in a desperate situation to find that one goalkeeper that he can put back there to keep the Knights in the game.
Well, to recap, of course, yesterday, Marymount beat Emory and Henry 2-1. Of course, the Knights lost their game 4-1 to Ferrum. Ferrum, impressive victory here in Game 1 against Marymount tonight.
Ferrum beat Marymount 5-0. Marymount is a conference foe for the Knights, so I know the coaching staff was here watching that game very closely. So it should be a nice close game tonight. Hopefully the Knights will come out on top, and if they play like they did last night, except for those unfortunate corner kicks, if they play like they did last night, some good things should happen for the Knights.
And it's been a tough start for the soccer teams here. The women's teams 0-2, losing 2 games by a 4-1 count, so they've given up 8 goals, only scored 2 in 2 games. And the men struggling right now with their offense, playing at Randolph tonight, going into that game 0-2, and at last report still looking for their first goal, I think, of the season.
Still looking for the first goal. They're at the 14-minute mark at Randolph, and they're behind 1-0. A lot of little intricacies that are going on these teams, trying to find the right fit at the right parts. I know the coaching staffs are working really hard, and they'll find out those right combinations before the conference season starts.
And we'll talk more about this as the game goes on, but to recap other sports highlights tonight for Southern Virginia University. Tough opening game for the football team, losing at Rhodes 65-10. They trailed in that ball game big at halftime. And also the volleyball team, women's volleyball team, on the road to Transylvania, were able to split their 2 matches today.
They beat Spalding this morning in a match, 3-1. Then played Transylvania again, but unfortunately we lost that one 3-0. But the volleyball team got the first win of the season for the Knights programs. Men's cross country was at a meet at Salisbury and came in 10th, and the women were at the same meet and came in 4th. So things are happening now for the Knights, but not as fast as the coaching staff would like them to be.
When you look at the starting lineup, who are the noticeable missing faces out there? Maybe Nakamoto perhaps and Gambi?
Gambi, Nakamoto's not out there. Gambi's not out there. It's just a little bit of a shake-up to see if they can start something going on for the Knights, just to get some things motivated. They put Monson back out on the point, the one person, the lead striker. So we'll see if that shakes things up, and I'm sure we'll see Gambi and Nakamoto come in the game probably about 10 or 15 minutes.
Anybody else stand out today, Mike, needing to have a good game? Maybe Cottle perhaps, or Sorensen?
Well, it'd be nice to see Sorensen start to play like she did last year. I know she's given a lot of effort. Just hasn't found her rhythm yet, really. Also, who's got to play really well is Savannah Uri in goal.
Yep.
That's just something that the Knights really need, is to be able to have a brick wall back there. Also, we're looking at Lauren Hatchett and Cammie Miller. They're going to have to help protect Savannah. And we talked about Savannah being a big personality on and off the field. She's going to have to really communicate with those two young ladies to make sure that the defense is set.
And we'll see how Emory and Henry does tonight as well. As we mentioned, they fell to Marymount on Friday 2-1. And we're underway. You know, Mike, yesterday the Knights gave up a couple of goals in the first half on corner kicks, and then really had a disastrous start to the second half in at least the first 5 minutes, and the game kind of really got away from them in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
It sure did, and I know that's what the Coach Garrock is going to try to make sure it doesn't happen again. They've talked a lot about the corner kicks, and I'm sure that coming into the second half, he'll remind them of what happened yesterday. The Knights
corner kicks were the problem in the first half. Second half, those two goals, though, kind of mental mistakes and allowing the players from Ferrum to get basically right in front of the goalie. Very tough goals to stop those goals 3 and 4 yesterday by the goalkeeper on Friday, Carmel Hardy.
Yeah, and again, that's just communication with the back line there, and I'm sure that that'll be shored up in today's game. Even though Emory Henry has possessed the ball for the majority of this 2 minutes that we've played, the Knights look a lot fresher and playing really aggressive.
Yeah, usually, as we saw yesterday, the two teams just kind of feeling each other out the first couple of minutes. Kind of see exactly who's going to maybe also dictate the tempo in this game.
Well, the Knights have a good chance to keep the ball in their offensive end now and attack first, so it'd be nice to see them get the first shot on goal.
Quickly, the ball sails into the Southern Virginia end, though.
There's the two that really have to hold the defense, Cammie Miller and Lauren Hatchett. And you see that they're pressing up a little bit more and really attacking where the ball is going to go. So that's nice to see.
The Knights would love to get the first goal of the game. Hasn't happened in the first couple of games here in this 2015 season. Against Bridgewater on Tuesday, they fell behind. Of course, they fell behind early 2-0 against Ferrum on Friday.
Yeah, and it's hard to play catch up. You just don't want to try to do that. Hopefully the Knights will figure all that out tonight and take advantage of any type of opportunity that the Emory Henry will give them. Oh, that should be a foul. There we go.
One of the Knights players knocked down from behind.
And there's senior Alicia Blackham. She's a wonderful defender, and every once in a while we'll see her press up into an offensive role too, and can just play all over the field.
That's Lily Winterden battling on the far side.
And I think Coach Garrock's trying to find that balance between speed and just execution as he's trying to mix up some of his players here tonight.
Not necessarily about individuals excelling, is just trying to find the right team chemistry, or at least the right combination, the right unit out there.
Yeah, the right chemistry is a little bit probably not the right word, but the right combinations. I think the team chemistry is really good. I've been around all the young ladies, and they are really pulling for each other. So as far as team chemistry goes, they're great. It's just finding that combination that really clicks with each other.
And also trying to anticipate, basically where your teammates are going to be, either defensively or especially offensively.
There's Valerie Cruz up at top, trying to make a play, trying to slide it through to Tatiana Monson.
And Jackie Barlow battling for it. She again had the only goal on Friday for the Knights.
And it was a long goal, a nice long strike.
Snuck it in the right corner. Left corner, if you look at it from Barlow's perspective.
Alicia just sending it down. And we see Tatiana Monson out in her familiar position, playing that point striker that they play with. Just waiting for an opportunity.
And you wonder how long Coach Graurock will, basically go with this unit, Mike. When we'll see maybe Gamby and perhaps, also to another degree Nakamoto come in.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to play at least 15, 20 minutes with this group and then start his substitution patterns.
Really a feeling out process more tonight than last night. First 5 minutes, and no one has really generated or even attempted to generate a whole lot of offense so far.
Yeah, the defenses are playing a little bit more coherent and gelled together tonight than we've seen in the last couple games, so the offenses are struggling just a little bit.
Both teams just trying to control the ball right now. The Knights trying to get a hold of it in the Emory and Henry end.
Now we're starting to see the Knights not take really any type of risks. Nice short passes they're trying to do, and also trying to swing the ball from one side of the field to the other. Nice play
pass
by Sorensen. Monson ahead, trying to catch up to it. Oh, and that's what we'd like to see from Sorensen, those crisp passes to just dissect the defense.
And it looked like a couple of Knights, not just Monson, but Winterton too was out there. Winterton actually maybe I thought had a better chance at getting to the ball and having a breakaway, but to no avail. But it was a nice pass, nice lead pass.
It was, and that's what we're used to seeing from Sorensen from last year. And she's probably starting just to get back into her rhythm, trying to find.
There's a nice pass. And, high shot. Boy, Slade had a good look. And that ball just a little above and hit the post.
Yeah, she got a little bit excited there and had one more step that she could have taken to make the goaltender commit, and then maybe had an easier shot.
And usually when you're taking a shot like she was, do you go up and down or side to side?
Well,
looking obviously to either go to the left or the right where the goalie's maybe not anticipating, as opposed to you go up and down, you've only got so much space to work with.
It's true, but you play to your strengths, and if she's a shooter that likes to get it right underneath the crossbar, then that was a great shot for her.
Then we talked about that last night. You try that kind of shot, and you've only got, again, so much space to work with. The ball sails on you, and it's going to go over.
But usually if you shoot that shot with the regular consistency and get it in, that's very, very difficult for the goalkeepers to jump up and punch that ball away.
Unless you're 6'10", maybe, huh?
Yeah, because you're talking about a 9-foot high bar there.
Right, yeah. Knights looking a lot better here in the opening minutes. And we got a breakaway. Monson was tied up by a defender. It was really great defensive play by Willow Hubbard for Emory and Henry to stop Monson.
Yeah, Tatiana was trying to make a move and just got slowed up just a bit and allowed the defender to get back and make a great play. But we're starting to see now some of the long runs that the Knights are able to make.
So no score, and we played just about 9 minutes so far.
But now, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, we were wondering where the offense was for the Knights, and then all of a sudden, within the last 4 minutes, just a lot of opportunities that have presented themselves.
Yeah, and the team that kind of looks lackadaisical or maybe out of sorts a little bit might actually be Emory and Henry.
You saw Slade there check over her shoulder to see if she was offsides, and she'll learn that she keeps on going until she's told she's offsides. Don't stop your run until the whistle blows. And not only is Coach Graurock mixing up players as far as units out there, but he's also mixing up players on their assignments, because he has Slade listed as a defenseman, and here she is at one of the strikers.
Right. Knights have actually had a couple of good looks and maybe even a potential breakaway or two, but still no goals to show for it, even though they have outplayed Emory and Henry here in the first 10 minutes.
And we've seen probably the best offensive attacks for the Knights.
Best 10-minute. Maybe they're actually the last 5 minutes.
5 minutes has been the best that we've seen them attack offensively in all their games.
Knights stop, at least momentarily, that Emory and Henry attempt.
Nice play by Lauren Hatchett, staying with that ball.
Barlow not expecting that pass, but she was able to strip the ball from the Emory and Henry player and move it ahead.
A nice thought trying to slide it ahead there to Slade.
In this kind of game where both teams are really kind of conservative to a certain degree, at least Emory and Henry, is Mike, first goal in a game like this would be huge.
It could be. But we're starting to see that the Knights' offense is starting to take a little bit more chances with those long passes down the field. Again, Sorensen's starting to find her rhythm, and if she can make passes 20, 30 yards away and put it right on the feet of the offensive player. Nice switch of the field that the Knights are using here. Try to expand that defense and then attack.
Emory and Henry stops the move up the field by the Knights and takes over the ball. Slade and also Winterton are getting a lot of good playing time here in the opening half.
They are, and this could be also strategy by Coach Graurock just to try to wear Emory Henry down and then bring in Nakamoto and bring in Gamby and let them use some of their athleticism and quickness to exploit some of the defenders that may be a little bit more tired.
Especially Gamby. She was really tied up by Ferrum's defenders on Friday, drawing double teams and sometimes triple teams. Shot saved by the Emory and Henry goalie.
Yeah, I think Tatiana was just trying to do anything she can to get her foot on the ball and knew that probably would not go in, but anything you can get going toward the goal right now is
better than nothing.
It's a plus.
You just never know. You might get a fluke. Both teams doing a lot of battling near the midfield line.
I thought Slade was going to be able to change directions there and keep the ball at her feet. And if she could have, then she had some wide open teammates on the other side of the field. Oh, nice play in by Miller over the top.
And Slade's got it again on the right side.
Now here comes Blackham up on the offensive end. I told you she'll go everywhere, all over the field.
Now Sorensen. Nice give and go.
Now Cruz just got it poked away from her.
Just tough to go through the heart of the defense like that.
But again, now we're starting to see some combination passes happen for the Knights that's really going to set some things up and could open up a lot later on in the game. You know, and if we had the time of possession stat, I'm sure that right now Southern Virginia would have the majority of the time.
Yeah, perhaps what, a 9-5 thereabouts, maybe. As here we
nice
have another
pass
breakaway.
ahead.
Slade couldn't control it though.
But we're starting to see those passes being made and having great runs at it.
Just a matter of controlling it once you get that opportunity, Mike.
Well, right now the offensive players are trying to make one move to get back to the middle, and if they ever can control that move and get back to the middle without the defender just stabbing at the ball and flicking it, they'll have either a wide open shot or find someone on the left side of the field that has a wide open shot.
And the Knights defense and their ball possession has done a great job to the point where really Ferrum has not had a good look at the goal at all so far, or make that Emory Henry.
No, they've really done a great job of keeping the offense of Emory Henry bottled up and keeping them off of Savannah Uri.
And thankfully, as opposed to yesterday, we haven't had a corner kick
No
by the
corner kicks
opposition.
yet. No corner kicks yet.
And we're really closing in on almost the halfway mark of this first half. Oh, almost a mistake by the goalkeeper.
And we saw that yesterday where the goalkeeper threw it out to her teammate, and the teammate had her back turned to her and almost caused a great chance for the Knights. Again, you have to be aware of everything that's going on.
And Powell sprinting back to get it.
Yeah, nice job by Powell to get back. Some defenders may have just go ahead and cleared that out of bounds, but she's fast enough and knew that she had enough distance she could turn it around and try to get it upfield.
Bodies collide, go down to the turf, no call. Knights with a chance here, Monson.
She got to make one move.
She hits the turf and has the ball stripped.
And again, it's just that being able to make that one move back to the middle, and it will open up everything for the Knights. But it's easier said than done when you have someone running there with their shoulders planted on you.
They know how often some of these players might be debating as they're moving upfield, am I going to take a shot from a good distance away, or am I going to try to take this thing all the way in?
Oh, and we got Monson down on the left-hand side.
Gets up slowly.
Nice job by Emory Henry to show good sportsmanship and just kicks the ball out of bounds to stop play so they can check on Monson. You know, and we've had the injury report on her. She's had a pulled groin, and so any type of movement that will cause that groin to stretch out will be very painful.
So she's going to stay in there, though.
Yeah, if you get taken down, that it gets harder and harder to get back up. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a goal kick now from Emory Henry. And here we got our first sub coming in. Can't see. Oh, and here comes Gamby.
Wearing 28 today.
And number 27, Savannah Pulliam.
Little number switch. Gamby, I think, was wearing 2 yesterday?
Yes. And they've had to do some switching on their jerseys because of laundry situations. We're hosting the tournament, so we do the laundry for the other teams, and sometimes your laundry doesn't get done, so you have to go to an older set of uniforms.
And now with Gamby coming in and already almost 19 minutes played, we'll see if Gamby can maybe try to get a breakaway against some of these tired Emory and Henry players.
You know, and I'm looking at her right or left leg, and it's wrapped up too, so there may be some issues with a hamstring or groin pull there also. But
Well, yesterday's game and, of course, Tuesday's game as well, both were kind of physical games.
They were very physical, and they played to the amount of physicality that the referees allowed. There's a whole lot of players out there with a lot of bruises right now. Now you have Gambee up at that front striker, and that moves Monson to the middle.
Emory and Henry, Mike, tonight, at least in the first 19 minutes, very patient offensively. They have really not been aggressive in going towards the SVU goal.
No, and the Knights have also done a great job. And you see Savannah Uriah way out on her line, and if the ball bounced another way, it would have been very hard for her to get back in goal. And that's just
now, will Coach Graurock point that out?
Oh, well,
perhaps he already did.
Not only will he, but he'll usually leave it up to Mackenzie Cox, the former goalkeeper that is on staff right now, and she will point it out several times to Savannah. But that's just inexperience of Savannah playing in the goal. She's a heck of a defender, and her first instinct is to go to the ball.
And again, these mistakes, you want them to happen in non-conference, not in the Capital Conference play.
Exactly. So they're all learning, and I really like the way that the Knights are playing right now. The combinations that Coach Graurock has put together seem to work and click a little bit. We haven't had a goal scored, but we've seen a lot of opportunities and long passes that have been met and had a chance to go and do some damage.
Yeah, you look at it when it comes to missed opportunities. By my count, Knights have had 3 or 4. I'm not sure Emory and Henry's had anything so far.
This might be their first shot, not on goal, but just a shot. And Savannah Uriah back there saying, "Nah, way out of the goal. I'm not going to worry about it." The Knights defense has done a great job of bottling up the offense of Emory and Henry tonight.
And a Wyckoff with the kick.
More subs coming in, if we can see who they are. Emily McFadden coming in for the Knights now. Again, you'll see the Knights rotate through a lot of players. Not as human as it has been in the last 2 games, but playing 3 games in 5 days, you just want to make sure that everybody stays as fresh as possible.
And the Knights actually get a break on the schedule. They don't play again, Mike, till next Friday, September the 11th.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people in ice baths on Monday trying to recover from this, and also practices on Monday will probably be a little bit lighter, just some movement, going over corner kicks, and how to defend them, and probably working a little bit more on the continuity of some of these combinations that we've seen in the game so
and
far.
Maybe a good chance to work on things for the goalkeepers, because 2 rough games coming up for the Knights next Friday and Saturday against Roanoke and Lynchburg.
Yeah, they're going to be really not games that you can take very lightly. You have to go in there with the mindset that you're going to defend and play as well as you can, and then go, can be taken down just a little bit.
And she comes up hobbling a little bit. She almost had a potential breakaway, instead pays the price, goes to the turf. But the Knights have control right now, and now Emory and Henry's got it back.
And a lot of this game, like you said, Jim's being played around the midfield.
It's almost as if Emory and Henry is saying, we're not really going to be aggressive offensively, maybe hoping for an SVU mistake. Because there were a few mental mistakes made by the Knights on Friday.
Long run by Gambee, able to catch up to it.
Gets the pass away.
Sends
Anybody
it back out
there? Nope.
Well, fortunately, Emory and Henry kicks it out of bounds, and Alicia Blackham will have to throw in.
Gets it over to Gamby with a shot, and it will be partially deflected and rolls and stopped easily by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Gamby.
Looked like she didn't get her whole foot on that one.
I don't think she struck that with a lot of authority, and I think maybe even her cleat got stuck in the ground a little bit. But
I was thinking that would have been a nice shot to have like Barlow had yesterday, sail it to the opposite corner.
The Knights are using the whole field this game, which is nice to see. They're switching sides, not letting the defense load up on one side.
And it seems like they're doing a lot more give-and-go type passes, at least here in the first half.
They're just a lot more confident with their passing right now. And again, some of these combinations are just clicking, and that's why you play these non-conference games, is to make sure that you can find out who can play well with who.
Knights were trying to work it over towards the middle to Monson.
There's Sorensen with the ball, and she's just a magician sometimes with it. Plays it off to Blackham. Nice move by
Tried to get it to Monson, couldn't squeeze the pass through there. Gamby, I thought maybe took one in the face perhaps. Ball over the head.
Looks like they may have had a handball there inadvertently in that crowd, or a dangerous kick. But again, we said this last night, that the Knights looked a lot better last night than they did against Bridgewater. Tonight they've taken another step and playing really well, just don't have anything to show for it yet.
Haven't allowed those corner kicks. Haven't made any mistakes.
And
an open
Monson
shot, and
mishit
mishit it. Yeah, boy, another missed opportunity there, Mike.
Great move to get past the
goalkeeper. Come out.
Goalkeeper went down the ground. Tatiana just flicked it right over and then mishit.
Wide open goal shot.
You know, and Tatiana will think about that all night long.
You wonder if the groin came into play there, or if that was just a mishit.
I think she
Pure
just
and simple.
I think she just mishit it, because you saw how as soon as she mishit it, her hands went straight to her head. She didn't even watch the ball go, because she knew that it was just not a good strike. Long run, can't catch up to it.
Game like this, those missed opportunities, really, you just hope they don't come back to haunt you.
Well, you hope they don't come back to haunt you, but you got to be encouraged, because you're manufacturing so many opportunities.
Yeah, and Emory Henry really hasn't had a golden opportunity to score yet.
They haven't. Substitution that came in was Katie Alvila. Again, another play through the defense, and the keeper for Emory Henry has to come out to take it. You know, and eventually those things will start to pay off for the Knights.
Knights' the best offense today. It really has been possession of the ball. That's been their forte here in the first half.
Yeah, the possession of the ball, and then been able to make long plays through the defense for some long runs toward the goal. Powell with the ball, trying to take it up the far side. Quick start.
Emory and Henry having a hard time controlling the ball itself. The Wasps are. Now the Knights are right back on the attack.
Slade gets it taken away from her, but you know, I don't know if the Emory and Henry's offense is just being very passive, or if it's the pressure that the Knights defense is putting on and causing them to pass the ball earlier than they really want to.
And if it's true that Emory and Henry is hoping for, a mental mistake, maybe have the Knights give them an opportunity, doesn't look like it's going to happen, at least so far.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen tonight, the way that the Knights are really attacking. And this will take the toll on the defense of the Wasps because they're always having to react so fast and so quick. It's going to get into their legs, not in this first half, but the second half we'll really be able to see a difference. There we go. And the Knights just clearing it out, making sure that nothing can get into the goal by some fluke bounce. Clarissa Martin to throw it in now for Emory Henry.
Try to get you a score update here in a little while on that men's game tonight, as the men's team playing again at Randolph after losing to Hampden Sydney on Friday. To recap football again, it was a tough day, Mike, for the Knights playing at a very good program, a football program in Rhodes in Memphis, Tennessee. Fell behind that game at halftime and then ended up losing that game 65-10.
And the men's team has just started the second half, and they're still down 1-0 at Randolph.
Men still looking for their first goal. They have played 2 games, lost them both, and yet to score a goal so far during this 2015 season. Nice steal by the Knights, but Emory Henry takes it right back.
And now the Emory Henry is really set up for a counterattack now. You see a lot of the white shirts have pushed up into the offensive end. And now we can see if those long passes can get through and create a one-on-one. There we go, Gamby down.
Gamby up the right side. Will there be anybody in the middle to pass to? Nope.
Oh.
Just a defender there along with the goalkeeper.
Well, that was a great thought, though, by Gamby. She's kind of blind as she's going down that side. She's looking at the defenders coming at her. Great.
Yeah, when you're making that pass, you don't actually see somebody. You're just kind of hoping, perhaps, or anticipating somebody's going to be over there.
Well, if your defender's far enough away from you, then you can keep a glance and looking at and seeing. But when you had 2 people coming at you like Jamila had that time, you know someone's supposed to be there. You pass it blindly and hope that they get there.
Here's Zoe Bradshaw coming in, her first appearance.
On a lot of different numbers tonight. Last night, Zoe was number 10.
Gamby gets it back. Centers, high kicking over the goal.
Well, again, this first 25 minutes has been great for the Knights. Just haven't been able to capitalize on any of those great opportunities, but they will continue to present themselves as long as the Knights play the type of defense that they've been playing.
Yeah, try to avoid the problem of Friday, and that would be the making mental mistakes, which they have not really made any here in the first half. Chloe Lewis will come in.
And in the men's game, unfortunately, a corner kick has gone in for Randolph, and now they lead Southern Virginia 2-0.
Looks like about 41 minutes left in that one in the second half. And we'll have men's soccer, Mike, coming up on Wednesday night here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. The men taking on Washington Lee. Should be a great inter-county rivalry and should be a tough matchup for the men as well on Wednesday.
Yeah, it will, and I'm expecting there'll be a lot of people here cheering on both sides.
And then they get Widener coming up next Saturday. And I believe that'll be maybe a noon start.
Yeah, I think we'll be on air a little bit earlier. Hopefully the humidity will stay down like it is right now. Again, you see the Knights methodically taking it up that far side, and this is something that I think the coaching staff has really talked to their players about, not to use just the right side of the field so much, but use the whole field, because we've seen them really attack off that left side.
Knights have had several missed opportunities. The one that really stands out, Mike, would maybe Monson's miss hit.
Yeah, again, that will haunt her for days.
Nice move by the goalkeeper to keep that one away from the Emory Henry player.
And Savannah's, again, doing a great job coming off the line to make sure that she goes and gets the ball. Her first instinct as a defender is always to go toward the ball, and we just hope that at some point that instinct doesn't put her in any kind of danger and leave the goal wide open.
Emory Henry only got a goal on Friday, just one goal in their 2-1 loss to Marymount. And Ferrum, who beat SVU 4-1 on Friday, most impressive today in that first game today, as they were able to beat Marymount. Would you say 5-0?
5-0. Ferrum has a nice offensive team. They really know how to score. And really, again, it was taking advantage of a lot of different mistakes that the Marymount Saints were making.
Got 2 corner kicks in the first half and a couple of mental mistakes by the Knights in the first 5 minutes of the second half. So the score was a little deceiving. Knights really battled Ferrum yesterday on the second game on Friday.
Yeah, they played extremely well. The score might not show that, but they played extremely well. Again, the Ferrum Panthers were just able to take advantage of the mistakes that the Knights did make.
We also mentioned that women's volleyball got the victory today, Mike. 1 out of 2 matches. And I'm assuming, I don't know if they're home yet or not. Long trip to Transylvania, Kentucky.
Yeah, they'll be pulling in sometime early in the morning.
But good to see women's volleyball post a victory today.
First team on campus to get the win.
Knights football, of course, losing 65-10 to Rhodes. They'll actually not play next Saturday, and 2 weeks from today they'll have their first home football game against Frostburg. But there are just no light spots, I guess you could say, on their 2015 schedule from top to bottom.
No, that NJAC conference is stacked just as much as the Capital Conference is in the rest of the sports. Dangerous time for the Knights now.
Knights trying to get it out of there. Emory Henry will take a shot at the goal, and it goes
off
over
the crossbar.
Hits the bar. Emory Henry trying to get a rebound.
It's like Powell took one to the face a little bit.
That was almost no man's land for the goalkeeper. I mean,
yeah,
it's like you mentioned. If it goes over your head, that ball can get right in underneath the post.
You have about a foot window there from the 9-foot mark down to about the 8-foot mark that a lot of goalies can't reach that and punch it out. And if you can consistently hit those between 8 and 9 foot high shots,
basically unstoppable.
Yeah, it's really tough. And we have Savannah Uriah listed at, let's see, where is she listed?
5'4".
5'4". So it's a heck of a jump trying to get up there.
Most likely, the window is a lot larger than just 1 foot. And now here in the last couple of minutes, Emory Henry being a lot more aggressive offensively.
And we see that the Knights again have really put a lot of subs in. Now you got Gamby that came off the bench.
Nice pass by Sorensen. Nice move by Gamby. Right to Nakamoto.
Long shot by Powell. And so right now the starters, there's only about 3 starters in, not counting the goalie. So Coach Garrock has really gone through his roster, put a lot of people in, trying to make sure that they put a lot of pressure on the Wasps and be able to get into their legs in the second half.
Really perhaps setting up this game for the second half for the Knights, Mike.
And I know he would like to score a lot in the first half with all those opportunities that they've had. But again, getting into the legs in the second half is something that we can see.
Yeah, you got to figure Coach Garrock would he'd love to have at least 1, maybe 2 goals on the board already. But then again, he's got to be encouraged by the way this team has played tonight in the first half.
Oh, offensively and defensively, it's just been a well-played game by the Knights. No real mental mistakes that we've seen, and a lot of good execution. Nice job by Sorensen to get by a defender and then have it taken away from him.
Emory Henry's got the numbers here. Nice defensive play by the Knights to knock that shot away.
And here comes the corner kick. So now we get to see if they've learned anything from last night.
And we'll see what the approach is here for Emory and Henry on this corner kick, if they'll knock it towards the goal or knock it outside a little bit.
Well, if it's
because Ferrum had success going towards the goal from the corner kick and taking it a little bit further away.
We'll see if she tries to bend it into the net off her right foot. Going to the back post and headed out of there nicely.
And Gamby's there to get it.
Over to Bradshaw. She tries to play it ahead to Gamby, just a little bit too hard.
Gamby runs into an Emory and Henry player. Both go down.
Game's getting a little bit more physical than it has been in the first 35 minutes. As that first 5 minutes that we watched was just a feeling out process for how they were going to play. Long run by Powell going down the left-hand side. Ball just gets out of bounds. And these last 5 minutes, the Knights have to maintain the same intensity, not let up because they know halftime's coming, because you don't want to give up that goal in the last 5 minutes to let Emory Henry get ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what either team's philosophy here for the final 5 minutes. Is it to try to aggressively score a goal or to make sure the other team doesn't perhaps get a cheap goal in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, I would stay with how I've been playing the whole first half, just to keep some consistency.
Gamby charging down to get it.
Stays in, played off of Bradshaw. And there's the ball kicked out of bounds. So we'll have a throw in now for the Knights. See who takes it. Number 19, Chloe Lewis will take it. And if we get players wrong, we're going off the official roster. And
because they announced that Zoe Bradshaw,
yeah.
And obviously that was not Zoe Bradshaw coming into the game.
No, she's already in the game, and we're looking to do our best to recognize faces and put faces with names. There's Bradshaw at number 17 right there. Looks like Miller played it off her head. And there's Sorensen, and she's been all over the place tonight, and we've seen some great passes from her. Just like to see her be able to get the ball in a little bit more open areas where she can make plays for other people.
A lot of the Knights have been playing much better tonight than yesterday. Monson, Gamby too, and Sorensen, as you mentioned. And the Knights have had 3 or 4 missed opportunities, really maybe 2 or 3 really good chances, Mike, and just not able to put the ball in the goal so far.
Yeah, I think that they're starting to get comfortable with each other again. Even though Sorensen and Monson and Gamby played with each other last year, soccer season is very short, and you start to lose that familiarity with each other. Oh, dangerous time right now as the Wasps have the ball in the middle of the field. Needs to be cleared out.
And the Knights do just that.
Nice. Now we can see a great counterattack building up They tried to get it ahead to Gambee, but played off of the head of number 7, Willow Hubbard. Uri comes out, gets rid of the ball.
Knights just can't seem to maintain a possession here in the last couple of minutes.
The passing has gotten a little erratic over the last few minutes, but again, the defense isn't playing stout and not letting any type of shot on goal happen for the Wasps.
Let's work it up to Gambee.
I see Gambee kind of walking gingerly around, and she's just not at 100% right now.
Has that left leg wrapped. Down to 50 seconds. What do you think Coach Graurock, provided we go in scoreless, Mike, will tell his team?
I think he'll keep on telling them, keep attacking, keep playing the way we have been playing. We just got to take better care of the opportunities that we are presented with. But the way they're playing is forcing those opportunities to happen.
And we'll have to watch the opening minutes of that second half, because that's really where the game got away from them on Friday.
Yeah, I don't think that the upperclassmen will let that happen again so soon. 15 seconds left to go in this half. A quick update from the men's score. Unfortunately, they've had some bad things happen to them in the second half, and now they're down 4-0.
Looks like the men are going to drop to 0-3 on the season, and we are going to go to halftime here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. We are going to be scoreless, Mike, but a good first half by the Knights.
Yeah, they played really well, created a lot of opportunities, put a lot of pressure on the Wasps, defensively bottled them up, kept them off of Savannah Uri, and really played as well as we've seen them play so far this season.
So at halftime, it is Southern Virginia nothing and Emory Henry nothing. Stay tuned. We'll be breaking away here for just a few minutes, but we'll have the second half action coming up for you in just a few minutes, so stay with us. Jim Bresnahan, Mike Harmon. We are back here at the fields at Southern Virginia University. Halftime score: Southern Virginia nothing, Emory and Henry nothing. Getting ready for second half action here between the Knights and the Wasps in women's soccer action. Mike, not a whole lot of offense in that first half, obviously, in the scoreless ball game. The Knights had one save as far as the goalkeeper was concerned in the first half, and Emory and Henry had a couple of saves. Shots by period, each team with 5 shots in that first half of action. But again, no goals.
No goals, but a lot of pressure by the Knights being able to push up and try to get some offensive tempo happening. We'd like to apologize for not having correct numbers. Again, the Knights are using some old uniforms, and so some of the numbers aren't matching up with the daughters of those that are watching. So please just bear with us as we try to make any type of corrections that we can.
And hopefully the Knights will get that first goal of the game here shortly. On Friday, they gave up a couple of goals to Ferrum in the first 5 minutes of the second half, Mike. And again, it was down. They were down 2-0 at halftime last night, and that game got out of control pretty quickly. Men finally have a goal.
Men finally have a goal. They scored at Randolph, and the score stands at 4-1. But men finally scratched through, and maybe that'll break the ice and get things going for them.
Looks like the men's soccer team going to drop to 0-3 on the season. Here are the Southern Virginia women looking for their first win of the 2015 season after coming in 0-2 on the season.
Well, so far, the Knights haven't shown that lackadaisical effort that they had last night. Starting the second half, they've got the ball down into the Wasp area and have kept it there and trying to get some attack going.
And the Knights, for a good 15-20 minutes at least of that first half, really outplayed Emory and Henry. Had several golden chances, near missed opportunities, Mike. And Emory and Henry really didn't start to really pick up their play until the final 5 or 10 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, and now we'll get to see if all that pressure that the Knights put on them offensively and defensively starts to get into the legs of the Wasps. There's Monson trying to get around the defender. Plays it back out to Valerie Cruz.
Knights were trying to set something up offensively in the Emory and Henry end, but Emory and Henry will take it across and get it into SVU territory.
Nice job by Miller to get over there and tap it out of bounds. Slow the Wasps down for a throw-in.
Madison Vaughn with the throw-in.
On a corner kick now for the Wasps, and we saw the Knights defended well on the first corner kick. Hopefully they'll do it on this corner kick also.
Only had one corner kick in the first half. Ferrum, of course, scoring twice in the first half yesterday on a corner kick. That ball almost running into some problems for the Knights.
Sorensen was there to clear it out. Ball played ahead to Monson. Monson's waiting for some teammates trying to build up.
Doesn't really have the numbers. Outnumbered 3-1.
She tried to slide it through to Sorensen.
No sooner do the Knights stop the Emory and Henry attack, they give it right back to the Wasps. Good defensive play there.
And a nice job by Cammie Miller sliding there to kick the ball out of bounds to make sure that no attack can happen.
Well, to recap, coming up next week on Wednesday, we will have men's soccer. It'll be Washington Lee and SVU coming up Wednesday, 8 o'clock. In fact, we'll have soccer also next Saturday, men's soccer, as the men take on Widener. Knights trying to get the ball out of there. And a good defensive play, Mike, to really safeguard the goalie.
Yeah, you saw Savannah Uri out there to punch it out and then hustling back, but really it was Cammie Miller that saved the ball for going into an open net. Have a foul on the Wasps now. Looks like Alicia Blackham will start it for the Knights.
As this second half wears on, Mike, well, I'll tell you, whoever scores first, provided somebody obviously scores first in regulation, it's going to loom large. There's a little opening for the Knights. Monson scores!
Finds the open goal, and that time no miss hit.
Oh, and perfect patience for her to kind of bring the goalie out and then go around the goalkeeper.
And again,
that was a huge goal for the Knights.
That is, and it breaks the ice for them, puts them ahead for the first time this season. I know Tatiana's breathing a sigh of relief knowing that she mishit that first one, but now maybe we'll see some of the pressure that the Knights have been putting on them really pay off now in the second half.
I believe she had 17 goals last year, and that's her first of this 2015 season. Kind of recap that play, though, because she had good footwork to get it by a couple of defenders, and then really good patience to kind of bring the goalkeeper out to her and just go right around her.
Well, she was playing more in the middle of the field, going down in the middle third of the field, and we saw in the first half they were always trying to play from the outside in, and that time she played from the inside out, was able to keep the ball on her foot, draw the defender into her, and then have an open goal as the goalie came out.
Now, a lot of time here, Mike, but how does that, if any, I guess, how does it impact the way Emory Henry is going to treat the second half now, trailing here 1-0?
Emory Henry may try to start pressing a little bit more. It looks like we have a foul now on Cameron Miller right outside the 18 box. So now they'll have a free kick. Let's see what kind of wall that the Knights set up. And how they're going to play this.
Thankfully, it occurred outside the box.
Yeah, we don't. If it was inside, it'd have been a penalty kick. And then we've really seen Savannah Uriah have to do some major things for them.
And she hasn't been severely tested in this game so far.
Now let's see how she plays this and how she places her wall.
Shot sails over the goal.
And that's what we like to see. No, not really testing the goalkeeper. You see some smiles on the faces of the Knights as they've broken through right now and lead for the first time this season. And maybe that'll help them play a little bit looser also.
Yeah, it's really been the Knights' defense that has helped the goalkeeper today for the Knights. Whereas yesterday, Carmel Hardy, I thought she did relatively well, but she was kind of left out to dry at times. And, of course, that first goal on Friday, I was a corner kick, and I'm not sure she was completely ready for that. Actually, kind of that first goal that Ferrum scored, Mike, on Friday, the goalkeeper actually kind of knocked it in herself.
Yeah, this is a totally different group of girls that we're watching tonight than we did last night. Just a lot more confident, and I think that has to do with the way that Coach Garrock has mixed up some of the players.
Oh, great play by the goalkeeper there. Player from Ferrum was able to almost break free in the middle.
And that's just not paying attention to what's really going on. And now the Knights are going to have to get back into that mindset of we've got to pay attention every single second we're on the field.
Tatiana Monson scoring the only goal so far tonight, just a few minutes ago, to give the Knights a 1-0 lead as the Knights look for their first victory of this 2015 season. They came in 0-2 on the year, having been outscored 8-2 in 2 games. We asked Mike, okay, will this make maybe Emory Henry a little bit more aggressive? On the flip side, will the Knights keep up as if the score is 0-0, or will they get a little more conservative with this 1-goal lead?
I think they'll try to keep scoring more goals and play the way that we've seen them play for the first 45 to 50 minutes of this game. Hopefully, Emory Henry, because they want to play at a different pace now, will make a few more mistakes and allow the Knights to score some goals.
With the 45-minute halves, let's say this score holds up for a little while longer, when do you start really kind of circling the wagons and not really worrying about getting a second goal, just protecting that 1-goal lead? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
It might be at the 5-minute mark. You don't want to go into a shell too early and take you out of this attacking mode. Again, the Knights have been playing really well, and you don't want to take any momentum away from them. Powell with a throw in. Had a foul there. The Knights will start the ball. I think it'll be Alicia Blackham starting it again for the Knights. Again, we'd like to see them have that ball control that they had in the first half also. Keep the ball down on the offensive end. A lot of pressure, crisp passes, being able to put some shots, more shots on goal.
You get the feeling Coach Grawak wants to see him really go after the goalkeeper and try to get that second one.
Yeah, if you can get that second goal, you really put yourself in a great position to win the game. Again, we're starting to see the Wasps play with a lot more urgency now. I believe that's Lauren Hatchett right there. Again, a lot of different numbers out there, and not matching up with the player in the jersey. So we're doing the best we can. But I believe that's Lauren Hatchett, and great job of getting back and forcing that out of bounds.
Which is wreaking havoc, potentially, I suppose, with the final stats, maybe.
It could, yeah. I'm sure that they'll go back and after the fact and get with Coach Grawak and find.
So we're under 35 minutes to go now.
Again, nice defense, not letting the ball come in, making sure that the throws are coming in from the side and being very contested.
Then we want to thank, by the way, all of our viewers and listeners here, Mike, who are providing us this feedback.
Yeah, we just got word that number 5 is Mackenzie Cottle, or Rachel. Mackenzie Cottle, and just hopefully again maybe she'll, now that we got her name right, she'll be able to score another goal. Long throw in, headed in toward the goal, but again, not a lot of pressure being put on Savannah Uri. That was a relatively easy save.
She's been looked pretty smooth and fluid as the goalkeeper tonight, but again, and really haven't been severely tested like the goalkeeper yesterday was against a very good Ferrum team.
Nice footwork there by Valerie Cruz. Yeah, and that still goes to the defense that the Knights are playing. They're
defense and possession too.
Much better. And you see the Wasps are taking a lot more chances and sending the ball a lot down the field, just trying to send it down the field and then go get it.
Nothing too wrong either with the idea of just going with some sort of centering pass and hoping you got a teammate there.
Exactly. Now we'll see if the Knights can build something up here. Long play ahead to Barlow, and got to be a foul called there.
Collision, 3 players go down, a couple of them pretty hard. I'm not sure if there's going to be a call there.
Oh, and I think they called it earlier in the play, right before that happened. Just a late whistle. Referees need to make that call a little bit earlier to avoid some of these collisions.
I think you said last night referees are kind of getting into the swing of things too with this 2015 season.
Yeah, well,
don't think the coaches like to hear that.
They've had a full week. It's time for them to be at mid-season form.
Okay.
Again, player safety is the number one issue for any referee, and we're just seeing.
I know you want consistency, but in this kind of situation, like especially what you saw on Tuesday against Bridgewater, you want it called much more closely, I guess, and strictly than just letting them play, basically.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that nobody gets hurt, and so a lot of coaches coach to the rules in practices and call it a lot tighter in their practices than we see in games, and it gets very frustrating.
Emory Henry has really struggled with this offense tonight. Not really a good shot on goal.
Now we're starting to see the Knights keep the ball on one side of the field, and it's causing a lot of problems for the Knights in their offensive flow. Could have a corner kick here for the Knights, and looks like we will. And we'll have the first corner kick of the night for the Knights.
Only one corner kick in the first half. That was by Emory Henry.
See, Alicia Blackham will take the corner kick. And we'll see what type of set piece that the Knights bring up. Well, Alicia's going away now.
If Knights take it outside or inside here. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to do there, Mike. They still have possession.
Plays it across. And goal kick now.
Did it look like Tatiana was going for the left side of the goal from her standpoint, or was maybe hoping that somebody was going to be on that left side?
I think she's just bending it back to the middle of the field and just missed her mark. Another small mishit. Good angle by Rachel.
Now suddenly Emory Henry's got a little charge here down the field, trailing 1-0.
But nice job, as we saw, Rachel Miller getting back, causing the ball to slow down, and then all the green shirts got back into play defense.
And again, the Knights defense shutting down that Emory and Henry offense without really having a good shot on goal.
Sorensen with the ball now, trying to play it ahead to Cottle. Again, a nice decision just to get the ball out, clear it out, set up your defense.
Luck is slowly but surely becoming a factor here for Emory and Henry.
It is, but you can see the pointing, and we're right there at the field, and we can actually hear the communication by the Knights, and it's just so much better than it has been.
Well, you said it yesterday, a lot easier to play when you got the lead as opposed to play from behind. Good defensive play to strip the Emory Henry player, at least temporarily, from the ball.
Oh, nice ball all the way through.
That's Monson. Just can't get there.
And that was a nice job by Kayla Wright coming out aggressively to make sure that she was the one that gets to the ball and not let any chance of Monson get to it. You know, and we've talked a lot about the defense. Those four defenders that are there in the back are just really starting to gel together. Blackham and Miller and Hatchett, and I think it's Powell back there with them.
Yeah, they've done a great job really shielding the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they've kept everything away, and a lot of talk, a lot of communication, and no real hesitations on 50-50 balls. The Wasps are just trying to slowly bring the ball down the field, real short passes. And I don't know if that's going to really open anything up by making those short passes all the way down.
Nice shot there. But
oh, and right off of Uriah's hands, but she kept it out of the goal.
That's the most important
thing. And now a corner kick for Emory and Henry, and we'll see how they play this. And if you're not used to playing goalie, those first few shots that come at you really hard, they're kind of deceiving.
They'll hook this one in. Nice head away.
And if Powell could have really controlled that a little bit more off her foot, she had a lot of room to go down the side.
But they do push Emory and Henry back a bit and get control of it now. And now the Wasps come back, and they got a little bit of numbers here.
There you go. Good job by the Knights clearing it deep.
There's Monson trying to get in there with a couple of defenders.
And we'll have a throw in for the Knights. And there's the Knight right there. Looks like we have two of them here tonight.
That's right, we do. Trying to get root the women onto their first victory of this 2015 season.
Yeah. Two nights, we should have 2 goals, right? So, come on, ladies.
Well, the most important thing, Mike, they'd love to get that second goal, but right now just keeping the shutout intact.
Yeah, and again, it's all about the defense and making sure that it's not just one defender getting back, but anytime there's an attack by the Wasps, getting back 2, 3, 4 players.
There's a lot of flexibility with that sword. Nice pass in. Knights will try to get out of it.
Good job again, not trying to do too much with it. Valerie Cruz just pokes the ball out of bounds for another throw in for the Wasps.
You just don't want to have that ball sitting around in front of your goal for
Exactly.
very long at all. Emory and Henry on Friday, they held Marymount to just 2 goals, only scored 1 themselves. And a low-scoring game here on Saturday for Emory and Henry, trailing 1-0 with 23:32 to go.
And a lot of subs came in for the Knights there. Again, a lot of fresh legs. Sorensen clears the ball out. Outside the box, and another
sails
high
over
kick.
to the right and over the goalkeeper's head.
And it was a little bit further away than what the shot showed, but you know,
Still,
as a goalkeeper, your heart
Yeah.
jumps up into your throat.
Just trying to figure out where that ball's going to sail to. Because you mentioned it, Mike, it sails to a certain height, and you're pretty much at the mercy of the direction of the ball at that point.
You know, and all these players, especially the strikers that we've seen on our team and the other teams that we played, they are so talented. They can make the ball spin in such a way that it just keeps moving, and you can't. It's very hard to gauge.
Emory and Henry definitely here in the last few minutes controlling, or attempting to control at least, possession of the ball.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot more urgency because, well, you're behind,
Yep.
and the clock's ticking down, and so they're going to take a few more chances.
You know, the Knights are obviously still hoping to get that second goal, but I think the priority here is obviously just keeping Emory and Henry off the board. Nice move there by Monson. She goes through a couple of defenders, gets the ball ahead.
Oh,
Nice pass.
to the outside, see if she can center it and clear it out of there.
Well, Monson did a lot of that. Really getting that ball upfield and getting the numbers for the Knights.
And you see Sorensen down there trying to start it quickly. And it'll be a goal kick for the Wasps.
So the men's final score 4-1. That was the last score we had against Randolph tonight. Men's soccer team losing 4-1 to Randolph.
Final score is 6-1.
Kind of got out of control at the end, but the men did score their first goal of the 2015 season.
And we'll get our first look at them on Wednesday. Dangerous time. Savannah needs to get back in her goal box.
Defense doing the job again, at least momentarily. Trying to get that ball away from Emory and Henry.
You know, they closed down on the ball so quickly that even though Savannah was caught a little bit out of position, there was no way they could get a shot.
In your estimation, Mike, maybe for men and women, how does the ODAC compare to the Capital Conference when it comes to soccer?
I think overall the Capital is a little bit stronger. With the ODAC, you have about three or four teams that are just the cream of the crop. And then you have one or two that are right there pushing it, and then the talent level really falls off.
So what do you expect from WNL on Wednesday from
Well,
the men?
WNL is one of the better teams
Yeah,
in the ODAC, and so I'm expected to see a very disciplined and well-oiled machine.
So the men will have their work cut out for them on Wednesday.
The clock stopped for some reason. Trying to see what's going on. Oh, there was a bat on the field. All right. Well, we are in the
Send the night after it.
we are in the mountains, so there's all kinds of wildlife that are around. Glad that it was just a bat and not a deer.
It'd be really weird if you see a deer come right in the middle of the field. Squirrels, maybe. Deer, I don't think we've ever seen that in a sporting event, have we?
No, they usually try to stay away, but
Or maybe a black bear, perhaps?
well, there have been black bears spotted here, and they don't care what's going on. They're going to go where they want to go. Right? Skunks, I've seen skunks though come through on some athletic playing fields.
Really? In the middle of a game?
Yes, and that clears people out really fast. Savannah Pulliam in the game now. You know, and we haven't seen Jamila Gamby back into the game, and that leg injury must really be bothering her.
She struggled at times. Well, initially had a good head of steam going, but then she kind of pulled up a little bit after a few minutes in the game. Knights have really done a great job tonight defensively. Holding on to possession of the ball, limiting the shots by Emory and Henry.
Oh, this is a great run going down the far side. Gets tripped up. No call. Just a throw in for the Knights.
And really, we haven't seen those kind of calls. It doesn't appear to me, Mike, in the first 3 games of this season.
No, and speaking of Gamby, here she comes.
And looks like
And the
her
wrap
leg
is off.
Yeah, the wrap's off on the left leg.
Sorensen tried to take the shot, but is blocked.
After Monson fell down.
Yeah, and you know, I know in international game there's a lot of flopping that goes on, and you know, no one touches you, but from what we've seen here, if someone goes down, it's because they were taken down. And, you know, you just don't like seeing that happen.
Yeah, I've not seen too much flopping, at least tonight. Or, for that matter, last night.
No, in the collegiate game, there's not a lot that goes on.
Emory and Henry's trying to spring somebody loose here in the final 17 minutes.
You know, and we're having a lot of subs coming in now for both teams, trying to keep those fresh legs in. McFadden in now for the Knights. Again, Coach Garrock trying to keep fresh legs in to keep that pressure on the Wasps, both offensively and defensively.
No, that ball almost got through the goalkeeper. I'm not sure it was going to be able to get into the goal, but
no, but if
when you only got a 1-goal lead, everything's kind of panicky.
Yeah. And that was just one of those small mistakes that the Knights made, but were able to get away with it.
Well, everything's magnified when the lead is just 1. When you don't have that cushion.
You know, and even though we've talked about how well the Knights played defense so far, it's really going to have to be this last 16 minutes. They're going to have a concerted effort to make sure that they keep that same intensity.
Only goal of the game so far. Tatiana Monson with the goal for the Knights. Knights trying to gain possession here and get it out from their own end. Monson gets it ahead.
Just a little bit more pace on it. Maybe have gotten through there to Gamby.
Nice pass there. That's just kind of working it around right now.
Trying to build up. And this is the type of passing that the Knights were doing earlier on in the first and second half that they've gotten away from over the last 5 or 7 minutes. A quick start again. Nice to keep the pace of the play the way that the Knights want. Send it down the near sideline.
And so now we're under the 15-minute mark with this 1-goal lead for the Knights.
You know, and now everything becomes more magnified. You know, that you're getting down to those last few minutes. You know that time is running out. You used to look up at the clock and 20 or 30 minutes left to go in the game, no big deal. But now the 15-minute mark, you start to really either panic or to really try to do everything you can to be very exact.
Now you raise that question. Unless you really got a clear breakaway, are you really trying to really move towards and get a second goal, or are you just trying to get it out from your own end, control it, and just try to chew off as many seconds as possible?
Well, right now the referee called it deflection, so you got a goal, a corner kick. So obviously now you try to go for the goal. But as the time goes down, I don't know if I would do anything different if I were the Knights. I'd keep attacking.
Knights not able to really get a good shot from that corner kick, but they still have possession here. Nice movement.
Oh,
nice pass. Oh, good save. They went to the, from the standpoint of the shooting, they went to the right side of the goal, not the left, Mike.
Yeah, they went to that far goal post and hoping that the goalkeeper would have tried to cover up the near goal post as much as possible. But again, nice movement, and it was all set up by Lauren Hatchett.
Boy, in a game like this, you get a second goal like that, and I know there's still 13 minutes to go, but you kind of get the feeling this one might have been over.
Yeah, you may want to go ahead and start the car engine if that goal would have gone in.
Still, the Knights getting a lot more good offensive looks here tonight, Mike, than games 1 and games 2.
And a lot of good things are happening. The players are gelling together. They're understanding each other's roles along with theirs. And again, the biggest thing that I've seen, no hesitation on the 50-50 balls. Nice job by Hatchett to get the ball out.
Knights just don't look as tired as Emory and Henry, too, and it may well be because they've got the lead in this game.
Well, they got the lead, and plus Coach Garrock has done a great job of subbing people in, keeping fresh legs in. The only really ones that haven't come out at all has been the defenders on the back row.
once work it ahead towards game B.
So for Knights, and here you see again more fresh legs coming in. Barlow,
Bradshaw's also in.
Bradshaw, and Blackham comes back in. And got a brief rest, and now back in to really help that back row salt away this game for the last 11 minutes. So now really clearing becomes a huge issue for the Knights now. As long as they can clear things out of off their defensive end, that'll chew up time also. Nice angle by Miller getting back. You know, and again, we're down here near the SVU goal, and I just heard Savannah Uriah yelling away, 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 and then mine, mine, mine. So, you know, a lot of talking going on out there. Communication is much better than the game against Bridgewater when you could almost hear the crickets.
And wouldn't that be something in her first start of 2015, a goal to pitch a shutout today?
Yeah, I'm sure she'd enjoy that. I know the coaches would like that also. But again, it's all about the team, and that's what this team's about. Really, is working together for each other.
Well, it really has been good team defense. Again, Emory and Henry, I don't remember a golden look at a possible goal as far as a shot is concerned all night long.
Now, there's only one hard shot that came in, and Savannah did a good job. Got her hands up, kind of deflected off of them, and went out for a corner kick, and the Knights defended that well. And you saw two Knights chasing the ball down there. Bradshaw and Powell, both of them pulled off after they knew that it was going out of bounds. But great job attacking the ball no matter where it's at.
And now we're under the 10-minute mark in this one-goal game. Be a good way for the Knights to head into Labor Day weekend.
It would be, and I think they're
especially with that rough road trip coming up next Friday and Saturday in Lynchburg.
And not a long road trip.
No. I was just thinking of the quality of the competition.
The quality of the competition is a step up. I mean, Bridgewater was picked to come out third in the ODAC.
Right,
and,
yep.
You know, so now they understand how those games are going to go. And so it's a great job by Coach Garrock, knowing that he's going to be playing in that tournament down with Lynchburg and Roanoke. Go ahead and schedule Bridgewater early so they can get tested early.
Plus, they also got a chance to see on a couple of occasions, yesterday and today, Marymount, although they won't actually play Marymount until October the 21st here at Southern Virginia University.
Yeah, they were able to watch them, scout them a little bit, get a feel, oh, this is not good.
Oh, great save by the goalkeeper.
And good job by Powell to get it out also. But great
good
job by Savannah.
Uriah. She couldn't hang back in that one.
No, Savannah came out, was able to punch it away a little bit, and then Powell did a great job of coming back and just clearing it as far away as possible.
And Christina Amin was the player from Emory and Henry coming in, and that was their best look all night long.
Yeah, I don't know
or best chance at least.
I don't know how Amin got by the defense as the ball was played through there, but great job all together by the Knights, Savannah Uriah and Powell.
And you kind of hope with 8:05 to go, Mike, that was Emory and Henry's last hurrah.
Yeah, you'd hope that's their last gasp. Really, if the Knights could score a goal right now, that would make it their last gasp. But again, now all these seconds are very valuable that are ticking off. So if the Knights keep playing the long ball through, and even if they don't get a good shot on goal, but get it to the end line, and they have to regroup for a goal kick, just takes up valuable seconds.
Just got to make sure we don't have any more breakdowns like that one a couple of seconds ago.
And there's an unfortunate foul on Alicia Blackham. She was down on the ground, and the wasp tripped over, so have to call that. Nice clear out by Lily Winterton.
Knights do a good job getting the ball loose and clearing it back out.
And we didn't see this in the first two games, these long clears and clean clears. They were kind of miss hits, cleared out to the opposite team, the opponents, and able to attack again. Now we're seeing long clears and clearing it to really where nobody is.
Yeah, Gamby seems to be running with a bit more authority too, after kind of laboring in the first half.
Oh, nice job by Miller to play the ball up to Blackham.
Yeah, good interior passing now.
Now you got who's that, Gamby?
Yep.
Going down the far side.
Couple of players in the middle. Just couldn't get it over to the middle.
Yeah, she couldn't curl it back in. Got a little bit too far to the deep
She had
corner.
three options across the middle there.
Yeah, just got too deep in that corner. Tried to curve it back in and just didn't get enough on it. But again, nice counterattack and able to really chew up some time. Again, Jim, as you see, keep attacking, but you chew up the time also.
You know, Kayla Wright, the Emory Henry goalkeeper, has actually played a pretty good ball game. Mike only allowed the Monson goal tonight, and she's had to stop several good shots by SVU. But right now, she's on the losing end here, 1-0.
So got another sub coming in.
Monson's back in. Tatiana, the only goal tonight. Her first goal of the 2015 season.
And now you're really going to see Emory Henry try to push pace as quick as possible.
Less than 5 minutes to go.
Nice job by Alicia Blackham to use her body to shield off there and clear the ball out. Oh, nice job. Look at that great dribbling by Sorensen. Tries to play it ahead. Oh, and just a little bit too much for Monson.
That's about the only debate if you're SVU now. Do you clear it or do you try to possess it on that, like we saw in that last play?
Well, if you're the Knights and you have Savannah Sorensen dribbling through the middle, you go ahead and try to play it.
Emory Henry's going to make a substitution here with the clock now under 4 minutes.
Yeah, number 11, Bailey Dozark coming in. A midfielder trying to get more firepower in.
Even these substitutions will take at least 10-15 seconds off the clock, Mike. Stop there by the goalkeeper, Uri. She gets it ahead.
Trying to be very safe with the ball.
No mental mistakes needed right now in the final few minutes.
Exactly. And you know, if you're going to clear the ball, clear it out just like Mackenzie Cottle did there. It looks like she got taken down. And it'll be a free kick for the Knights now. Don't like to see Mackenzie get up limping like that, though. You know, these last few minutes in both games we've watched, there have been some injuries happen, and we don't want to see anything like that going on.
Like on Tuesday, right?
And got the clock stopped now as we see someone from Emory Henry, number 5.
That was Belanger.
Going off, and you don't know if it was just knee-on-knee collision there or cramps are happening. It's just too many things to guess.
Down to the final 3 minutes now. Knights trying to get their first victory of 2015.
Nice long pass there ahead. Cottle starts it quick, trying to find Monson. She flicks it over. Oh, just over the top of the crossbar.
Just a little too high. Had the right idea, though, try to float that in.
Right idea, but you see these goal kicks take so many seconds off the clock now.
Powell shoots it back the other way.
And
desperation time now, I would imagine, Mike, for Emory and Henry.
Yeah,
just about 2 minutes to go.
They're going to have to throw everybody at the goal now, push up really hard. So now the Knights are going to have to make sure that they keep everything in front of them. And now this is when you can start taking a few seconds off the clock on your throw-ins. You can take 2 or 3 approaches at it, or when you clear the ball, make sure that everything's going a little bit slower on the restarts.
So we Bradshaw with the collision there. Clock continues to roll. Bradshaw was trying to clear it, couldn't do so.
Now,
safe play by Uri.
And this is where Savannah would really want to take some time off the clock. I'm sure Mackenzie Cox will talk to her about this.
No hurry.
She should have held the ball there for another 5 to 7 seconds. Oh, and Coddle's down now. Clear it out, clear it out. Good job.
Powell making the play there. And now it looks like we are down to 60 seconds left. Will the Knights be able to clear it out of here again? They do.
There we go. Nice job, Lauren. Getting it ahead to Monson. This could be the nail in the coffin.
Let's see if she can get a shot off. Not going to be able to, it looks like. No,
she's going to take it to the corner and just hold it.
Clock. Monson running off a lot of clock, and boy, she paid the price there. Took a hit down with 30 seconds.
Now we're checking on somebody.
It's Cottle. Right leg.
You know, and this is what we don't want to see in these last 3 minutes. We've seen too many people go down for the Knights.
Of course, the Knights already lost Rachel Miller in their opening game for the entire season.
Yeah.
Top goalkeeper.
You know, and Tatiana could have gone and tried to score that goal, but getting time off the clock was more important. Hanging on to the ball, we'll see just a really short corner play right here, and the Knights just hanging on to the ball.
Nice pass over with 25 seconds to go.
Oh, and let's see Savannah calling for the ball, but really
no hurry.
Really need to slow down, let the ball get there when it gets there.
And this looks like it's going to be a Southern Virginia victory. First win of 2015. Knights have won it. Big victory. First win of 2015, Mike, and a well-earned 1-0 victory over Emory and Henry.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities were generated by the Knights offense and defense. The defense played really well, kept the offense of the Wasps off of Savannah Uri. We saw a lot of communication, no hesitation on the 50-50 balls. I know that they would have liked to have finished a lot more of the opportunities that they had, but a win's a win, and you got to start someplace.
And you're right, it's a shutout, but it really was a team shutout.
It was a team shutout completely. Those defenders were just fantastic tonight, and hopefully this will carry them into the coming weekend against Roanoke and Lynchburg.
So a big win in this Classic to wrap up the Classic for the Knights as they were able to knock off Emory and Henry in this third game of this 2015 season, as the Knights now improve to 1-2 on the season. Mike, we'll be right back here on Wednesday for men's soccer as the Southern Virginia University men take on Washington Lee. I know they're looking for their first win of 2015, the men are, but tough task coming up on Wednesday against the Generals.
Be a tough task, but you know, home cooking's always good. They've been on the road now for their first 2 games or 3 games. be good to see them here, and maybe the fields here will be nice to them.
Okay, impressive outing tonight for Southern Virginia University, the women's soccer team getting their first victory of this 2015 season. They beat Emory and Henry and shut out the Wasps. The final score once again tonight, Southern Virginia 1 and Emory and Henry nothing. That's going to wrap things up here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. For Mike Harmon and all the crew, I'm Jim Bresnahan. Thanks for joining us, and have a great evening, everyone.